So I had been having a conversation with my husband about how I lost my faith, and I could not explain to him where I lost it. I didn't know what happened. And we had a situation. We had tornadoes in our town, and we went and got a motel room because we were without electricity. We have a lot of kids, and so, it was really uncomfortable. So we went and got a motel room, paid for it, drove out of town to another town to get food, and then we came back home to pack our things. We got back home to pack our things and our electricity was on. So I called the hotel to see if we could cancel because we hadn't been to the room or anything. We just, simply paid for it. They said that they were not able to do it. And so my husband paused and he prayed. He said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the motel room. We're going to stay in the motel room and we're going to pray for the money that we paid to be able to get it back. And I said, well, why should we even go if we're believing God to give it back to us? And he said, let's just go. I was like, okay. We get to the motel room and we get to this motel room. The TV stand is covered in bugs. This is a brand new motel. Nobody ever stayed in the room before. We didn't know where the bugs came from. The staff couldn't explain where the bugs came from. And as a result of the bugs being there, I was like, we're not standing here. Our children ain't standing here. My husband went and talked to the associates and we packed our stuff back up and we left to come back home. Well, my husband had prayed and said that he's going to believe God to give the money back to us that we spent because we spent a pretty penny for this hotel. So I get back home and it wasn't 30 minutes. Someone calls and leaves a voicemail and tells us that we're not going to be charged for the room. Where my faith had been wavering and I did not know where I had lost it, God in that moment came and he was showing me a glimpse of hope that he is still working on our behalf and that he is still good. So I want to encourage you today, and whatever you're going through, it may look hairy, but if you just trust and believe God that he that began a good work in you is going to complete it, that the things he has spoken over you and the faith that you had before and that you may have lost, that he's able to ignite it again in you, that he's going to do it. Just as he did it for me in that moment when I had been wavering and I had just told my husband, I don't know where I lost my faith. God will do it for you just as he done it for me.